What inspired me to do the work that we do with the young singers, which is to help them to gain experience, to gain the wings to fly, and to gain the finances they need to achieve their goals, came about because some of the peak experiences of my life was singing with London's top choir, the Philharmonia Chorus. And there, both David and I were privileged to hear some of the best singers in the world. And it was this training of our ear which inspired us when we heard young singers who seemed to have extraordinary talent. And we believed that it was our duty, it was our privilege to try and help them to thrive.
On Diemersfontein, we're very committed to education in a general sense. We run a preparatory school here, and we love to do things that allow us to use our venue to promote education and development. And of course, the work with Jabula Madlala and the Voices of Africa Trust has been a really central pleasure for us. So we've had master classes here and now are hosting this wonderful competition. So it's really part of a general commitment to the enjoyment of beautiful things, the promotion of education, and giving people opportunities. So from a wine estate's point of view, it's ideal. It brings people here to enjoy our environment, to get to know a little bit more about our brand, and in so doing, we connect with the community that help us to support the work of the trust, and that we also have a great deal of pleasure in hosting events like this.
Why did we come here? Because we're swallows evading the dreadful British and Irish winter. We stay in Connaught and we find on what's on in Cape Town this amazing weekend here at Diemersfontein with a superb opera masterclass. So we felt we had to take advantage of this opportunity to enjoy Kobe van Renwick helping develop some amazing local singers.
I'm Kobe van Rensburg. I am a director of opera. Usually I work in Europe, mainly in Germany, and now here in Diemersfontein. I'm very pleased to be part of an endeavor to give young South African singers access to expertise. Expertise that, because of the situation with opera in South Africa, is very hard to come by, and South Africans can really benefit from as much input and a connection to a European network. And this competition, which is very importantly linked with masterclasses, is a wonderful opportunity to show young singers that it's not all about winning a prize, but it's all about becoming a better communicator and communicating more effectively to a public. When Njabulo approached us at Umculo to partner in this year's competition, we were very glad to join forces with him because we share an ideal. We share an ideal that young South Africans have the opportunity to express themselves through the wonderful art form of opera. I'm completely convinced that opera is an art form that can communicate very effectively to all South Africans, and that all South Africans should have access to this wonderful art form. And this competition empowers young singers with knowledge, and it also gives them a framework to broaden their knowledge and their experience within it. And Umculo and me personally think that is a wonderful goal, and we would like to cooperate and help people to achieve those goals. South Africa has wonderful talent, young singers with unbelievable voices. If we can infuse those singers with a little bit more stylistic knowledge, with a little bit more expertise in their technique, they can certainly go and sing all over the world. But more importantly, we can build an audience and we can build an infrastructure for young South Africans to ply their trade here in South Africa. It is not about the voice as such. It is about making music with your voice, communicating effectively to a public through this wonderful art form of music. Of course, you need to work at your voice. You need a specific type of voice to carry over an orchestra. But that is only where it starts. To become a true musician means to study the languages involved, to study the text, to study the cultural heritage that you are communicating with and communicating into, and to try and touch the hearts and souls of your public with this wonderful art form.
When I moved to Stellenbosch 9 years ago, one of the wonderful pluses of being in the area was at the same time David and Susan started these opera evenings at Diemersfontein, his exquisite family wine farm. So it just adds to our lives so hugely. And at the same time, they're always promoting young opera singers. The very first concert I came to was an opera singer. I think she just finished university, and it was to raise money to pay her airfare to go and take up a scholarship at La Scala in Milan. And of course, we were all excited about it. Susie had taken her that afternoon to buy a dress to wear at the concert because she didn't have a dress. Well, she has gone on, and we have all followed her career. She's gone on to become one of the world's great opera singers. And apart from Pretty, there have been so many wonderful young opera singers that have been hosted here at Diemersfontein and whose recitals we've just loved. It's a very, very, in this setting, this exquisite setting, this garden that was planted by David's grandparents, it is very special always to come here and then have the added bonus of listening to great music.
Well, we are utterly delighted to be here on this incredible evening at Diemersfontein. I think they're always blessed because every time we come to Diemersfontein, the sun is shining and it is just the most perfect place to come. And we're here because we are old friends of David and Sue Sonnenberg, so we've followed their journey of supporting South African up-and-coming opera singers, almost, I think, probably from the very beginning. We have followed them, we have been to many musical events here, fundraising events, various concerts, when they've showcased some of these unbelievably talented musicians that we have in this country. And we love it because the standard of music is absolutely outstanding, the setting is beautiful, but I think probably the most important thing is actually what it's doing for very special opera students who wouldn't get a chance otherwise, who come and sing here, who are hugely appreciated, which is the other thing. You know, everybody needs to know that their singing, whatever their art is appreciated by everybody. And the audiences here just love them. And they love everything that David and Sue Sonnenberg are doing, and we're just thrilled to be here.
The singing that we've experienced over the many times we've been here has been quite outstanding. It just blows you away, and particularly because of the atmosphere, because as Joe's been saying, the support that these two have given and enabled people like Pretty and Gani and others to blossom and fund them to help them get the first starts in their work. And of course they produce the most wonderful wines here. I'm not drinking wine at the moment because I've got to drive home tonight, but they have the whole atmosphere is so special. So if you have the chance to come yourself or you see it advertised, please take that opportunity. We've been chatting to people who've been at the master classes today, and they say it has been absolutely incredible. People just can't believe the intricacy of what they've learned through the master classes. So there's a whole week ahead of these events coming, and if I was you, do what we're doing. Turn up when you get a chance to come to Diemersfontein.
I don't know where to put that one. Yes. I wait for you to and I take over. There can't be a hole there. detailing it.
The Voices of South Africa Trust was started about 8 years ago. It has grown since then. It started out as a workshop project and has developed to a competition program. We have people coming from abroad from various countries. Some come from the UK, some come from the USA, some come from Germany, to come to South Africa to work with young singers here, to nurture the talent, to discover the talent, and to see how we can assist young singers be able to get opportunities abroad, but also to be able to create opportunities here at home. We started on the 15th of February doing workshops at Diemersfontein, workshops and masterclasses that have been led by colleagues who've come from the Royal Opera House, who've come in from English National Opera, who've come from Opera North in the UK. About 30 singers have been selected from across South Africa. 133 singers applied to take part in this competition, in this masterclass program. And in the end, we had to select 30 who were invited to come down to Cape Town. And over 10 days, they have received tutoring, coaching. They've engaged with professionals who've come from abroad on various topics such as how do you get your career started, what do you need to do to be heard, to be recognized by opera companies from around the world, to discussions about, how do you present yourself on stage, how do you improve your languages, how do you ensure that your voice is on top form each time that you go out there, what are the things that you need to do, even as little as having enough sleep at night, drinking a lot of water, discussions that expand from that to how do you get heard by agents in Europe and everywhere. So it's been a very intense week of engagement, and it has ended here today at the Hugo Lambrechts Theatre. And what we had was a competition with finalists, having had a semi-final held at Diemersfontein. We had 14 people compete here today, and all of them were fantastic, and we have chosen 3 winners, which are the prizes that are sponsored by Dr. Sicelo Nkwanyana. The first prize being that of 30,000 rands, second prize 20,000 rands, and third prize 10,000 rands. We have also had other prizes, such as the South African Song Prize. The South African Song Prize was sponsored by a company in Durban called Ifele Zetu Shoes. They do amazing shoes, and they are investing in the heritage of South Africa and celebrating our own traditions and tradition, and also celebrating our own talent and what it is that we can do, you know, ourselves as Africans, as global citizens, but who come from Africa, who come from South Africa. So they have teamed up with my project, and they have offered a prize which is really for a South African song. Although this is a competition for opera, it is always a great thing to the young singers. You know, this is your avenue. This is your place to come, to grow, to meet people, to discover something about your own talent, something about yourself, and to take it home and run with it.